What color is your water today? Just what is happening with our area water supply? We'll have a report.
Another bank robbery in Mamaroneck. A car chase in Larchmont.
Anti-abortion forces plan a walk for life in Mamaroneck.
A Larchmont village trustee resigns and a village police officer is demoted.
Plus, we'll have interviews with the mayor of Mamaroneck and the town supervisor. And welcome to Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. I'm Roger Norum.
And I'm Barbara Brown. First, the problem of discolored water in Mamaroneck and Harrison came to an end last Tuesday. Officials report that they have reopened the water line that provides 75% of water to the two towns. The problem was caused by a massive air bubble which blocked the line. Pipeline Tapping Services in Norwalk, Connecticut is scheduled to install 2 air vents on the line which runs from Yonkers to Mamaroneck. The company is flying parts for the work from Texas. During the shortfall, the Connecticut company tapped into New Rochelle Water Company lines and increased its draw from the Rye Lake Reservoir. Authorities believe the problem arose because New York City, which provides water to the vast majority of Westchester County, is bypassing the Kensico Reservoir in Valhalla because of new federal regulations which came into effect this year.
A few days before the new year ended, neighboring New Rochelle experienced a spectacular fire that caused more than $1.5 million in damage and destroyed several businesses along Main Street and North Avenue in New Rochelle. The fire began in the Biltmore Wine and Liquor Store and quickly spread to the other businesses. 19 firefighters were treated for smoke inhalation and other injuries. The freezing weather didn't help matters. Overall, 75 firemen fought the blaze, which has now been determined to be a case of arson. Cardboard crates in the liquor store were soaked with a flammable liquid. No arrests have been made. Our thanks to Roy Pluchik, who shot the video of that spectacular fire in New Rochelle. Barbara?
It seems like a revolving trustee seat in Larchmont. More on that story, here's Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News reporter Monique Citron.
After only 7 months, Larchmont trustee Kevin Ryan has resigned from village government. He will be replaced by William J. McSherry, who will finish the term, which expires in 3 months. Ryan, who had been filling in for another trustee who resigned in April, said the position requires and deserves more attention than he can devote. During the past 7 months, Ryan helped organize a reward for the capture of the rapist and worked on the decision to buy a new fire truck. McSherry, who is a 44-year-old village independent, has served on the Village Zoning Board of Appeals for almost 4 years. He is a partner in a Manhattan law firm and lives in Larchmont with his wife Betty and 3 sons.
Thanks, Monique.
A couple days after Christmas, there was a bank robbery in the Rye Neck section of Mamaroneck. Police say $6,000 was taken by an armed bank robber and his accomplice from the manufacturer's Hanover Bank branch on the Boston Post Road in Fashion Plaza, just next to the CVS store. The robbery happened shortly after the bank opened, Friday, December 27th. A small caliber handgun was used by one of the robbers while the other jumped over the counter and emptied a cash drawer. They fled up Harrison Avenue to Keeler, jumping into a late model sports car. 7 bank workers were in the branch at the time and 2 customers. No one was hurt. It was the second bank robbery in the village in 4 months. Last October, the Citibank branch, just a couple blocks away, also on the Post Road, was robbed of $3,000. Barbara?
Larchmont police officer Michael Welsh had a busy time lately. This began with 2 car chases through the village, which culminated in the arrest of 2 Massachusetts teenagers in 2 stolen cars with 2 loaded shotguns. Lee Chambers, 16, and William Gerard, 17, were charged with felony counts of 3rd-degree larceny, 4th-degree criminal possession of stolen property, and 4th-degree criminal possession of weapons.
In Larchmont, 15-year police department veteran Anthony Orologio was demoted to patrolman last week after working nearly 2 years as a detective on the force. The police department is not officially explaining the move, which in effect cuts Orologio's salary by $2,500 a year. We tried phoning Orologio, but he had not spoken with us by airtime. The Daily Times newspaper quotes him as saying that his gruff personality has caused him problems in Larchmont. Apparently, it's a matter of style. Orologio says he does his job, and to him that's more important that the job gets done than how it's done. Police Captain Michael Garcia is quoted saying, "Officer Orologio is an excellent worker," and the demotion was not related in any way to job performance. Barbara?
Larchmont Police want in-house televised instruction. Chief William Keresy has asked village officials for more than $4,000 annually to pipe the law enforcement television network into his department. This would enable police to learn on the job on a daily basis. In-house learning includes subjects such as rape investigations, child abuse, excessive use of force, and high-speed pursuit. The programs can be seen 24 hours a day at a cost of $388 per month. 4 Westchester County Police Departments already receive the 2-year-old service: Peekskill, White Plains, North Castle, and Greenburg. The Larchmont Board of Trustees have not yet made a decision as to whether or not to fund the program. A familiar face stays in the TV limelight to help our area with its new franchise agreement with the cable company. Larchmont Mamaroneck community news reporter Jamie Stein has the story.
Thanks, Barbara. December was an especially good news month for one Mamaroneck resident, Joseph P. Frioli. The name sound familiar? Yes, he's the same Joseph Frioli who served as Mamaroneck village manager for 9 years, then became the center of a political storm and was finally ousted. Now Frioli is wanted back by the same village board that let him go 2 years ago, this time reappointed as Larchmont Mamaroneck Cable Television Administrator. It seems nobody here is more qualified for the job than Mr. Frioli, and the vote was unanimously all in favor by the village board. Why this turnabout? Because Mr. Frioli has been in on all the cable TV negotiations in the local area from the very beginning. And 2 years from now, the current agreement between United Artists Cable of Westchester and our own Larchmont Mamaroneck Cable TV station expires. And there is a lot of money at stake. UA Cable is about to undertake a $24.5 million expansion project, which would mean more cable channels and possibly an increase in subscription fees. And those increases are what Frioli has consistently opposed. For Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News, I'm Jamie Stein. Roger?
Thanks, Jamie. New officers for the town of Mamaroneck Fire Department. Monique Citron has that and more.
The Town of Mamaroneck Fire Department held its annual election in December. The new chief is Louis Santoro. Santoro is an ex-captain of Engine Company 36. He lives in Mamaroneck with his wife Nancy and daughter Amanda and son Nicholas. The new first deputy is Michael Doherty. Doherty is an ex-captain of Engine Company 37. Doherty is a Mamaroneck resident where he lives with his wife Roxanne, daughter Jessica, and 2 sons, Patrick and Peter. The newly elected second deputy is Joseph C. Mirabella. Mirabella is also an ex-captain of Engine Company 37. Mirabella lives in Mamaroneck town with his wife Regina and 2 children, Jennifer and Joseph Jr. The swearing-in is this week, Wednesday, January 8th, at the town board meeting at the town center at 8:15 p.m. Congratulations.
The new year and some other familiar faces take another oath of office. Larchmont Mamaroneck community news reporter Eileen Deutsch has the details.
On Sunday, December 29th, 100 people observed Mamaroneck Town Justice David Klein swearing Caroline Silverstone for Town Supervisor, Kathleen Tracy O'Flynn, Elaine Price, and Paul Ryan on Town Council, Pat DiCaccio, Town Clerk, and Martin King Jr. as Town Justice. This weekend, Nancy St. Leifer and myself, Eileen Deutsch, we went out to the village of Mamaroneck and we asked people from Larchmont and all over what some of their New Year's resolutions were.
Hi, what's your name?
Elaine Doses.
Hal Doses.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year
to know them.
Right.
What's your New Year's resolutions?
Well, actually, we don't really have, usually I don't make New Year's resolutions, and this is not really a resolution, and I don't want to put a damper on anything, but it's a hope. It's a hope that my daughter is completely well for the new year.
I don't know.
Yeah, a couple. Try to be a little better citizen than I was in 1990.
To wake up early in the morning, because I'm always late for work.
Every day?
No, not every day.
Okay, you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you know what a New Year's resolution is?
No.
Oh, okay. Then how could you have one? You might have one.
I think to be more considerate and kind to my fellow human beings, I think we all should welcome in the new year with all the great things that we have here in the United States.
Thanks, Eileen.
Yonkers and Mamaroneck, a familiar name these days. Yonkers Contracting doing a lot of construction work in the village. The sewer plant renovation and the revised interchange construction at I-95 and Mamaroneck Avenue. Contracts worth over $100 million in the presence of Yonkers Contracting in the village until at least early 1993 is going to be here. There have been a few incidents lately that have not made village residents too pleased to have Yonkers Contracting around. With us on Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News is the mayor of Mamaroneck, Paul Noto, to discuss the situation. Mayor Noto, the newspaper has made what seems to be some sort of big deal about not too friendly relationship in the friendly village between Mamaroneck and Yonkers Contracting. There's quite a history there, isn't there?
Well, we had a problem recently. Since the Harbor Island Park project had begun, things had pretty much settled down. We have them working and cleaning it up a little bit. In light of the fact that it's a $110 million construction job, we understand there's going to be some inconvenience. The real problem occurred with the Thruway project when Yonkers had gone to some homes up in Harbor Heights and requested entry to videotape the inside of people's homes as part of a pre-blasting survey. And they had done so under the guise that the village had required a videotape of the inside of people's homes, which was absolutely not true. I had gotten some complaints and immediately contacted Yonkers and told them that, in fact, they know better than to say that. I then contacted the homeowners and explained to them that they do not have to let people into their homes to videotape the inside. We do require a pre-blasting survey, but that does not require a videotape of the inside of one's home. So I think we've resolved it, but Yonkers, I think, used very poor judgment in trying to gain entry into people's homes.
What are we looking to when the Thruway project will be complete?
Well, they're not going to begin blasting probably till April of this year, so I don't think they'll be out before November or December, so probably the end of this year.
And the sewer plant project, that's going
about the
into
same
spring
time
of next year.
Well, we hope by January or February of '93 they'll be completed, which is ahead of schedule. It had been a 4-year project. So, in fact, we're very pleased that they have moved as quickly as they have at Harbor Island, because we'd like to get them out as soon as we can.
Okay, on other matters in the Mamaroneck Village, I understand that, well, we have an election coming up in March, and I understand Trustee Beth Hofstetter is not going to seek re-election.
That's what I was told today, yes.
And, of course, you and Trustee Rogers are not up for re-election. What are Republican plans for the coming election?
Well, we haven't selected our candidates yet. It's a little early, but I think it'll be a vigorous campaign. Certainly, we will be discussing some of the issues that Walter and I discussed last year. But more importantly, I think we'll be focusing on the future, some of the things we'd like to see done. Like most communities, we're suffering under the recession. I think a lot of people are hurting. We'd like to do what we can about applying the sales tax revenue to the budget to get taxes down. I think we're going to be discussing, at least outside of the campaign, the village will be addressing over the next year some very important budgetary issues. For example, the Sarah Newman nursing home is now coming off the tax rolls. It was purchased by a nonprofit entity, which is a lot of assessments taking off the rolls next year. Things like that. We'd like to get the Pure Food site up and going. We'd like to get the Burnout site up and going. We'd like to, we're happy to see senior housing finally completed.
And when is that senior housing project going to be complete?
This month. Well, people will be moving in within the next 2 weeks. So, in fact, it's moved along very nicely. I'm very proud of the fact that we're able to get it done. It has taken a lot of time, a lot of people hours, but it's worth it in the long run.
Our thanks to Mamaroneck Village Mayor Paul Noto for being with us on Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. Mamaroneck Village Assessor Bud Wright is retiring after 27 years of service. He leaves at a time when fluctuating real estate values are severely hurting village property tax revenues. Gone are the happy heydays of the 80s. Despite his retirement, Mr. Wright will be rehired by the village as a part-time consultant to work on tax settlement cases at a salary of $9,000. Mayor Noto is keen on this idea, though this view is not necessarily shared by everyone on the village board.
Anti-abortion, the message, continues from the pulpit of Father Joseph Irwin at Most Holy Trinity Church on the Post Road in Mamaroneck. Father Irwin has put up a new anti-abortion sign in front of the church, after the previous one was stolen Halloween night. And a couple of Saturday mornings back, an anti-abortion vigil was held at the creche on the church lawn. About 50 people attended the 15-minute vigil, and the Reverend Irwin plans what he's calling a walk for life. It'll be a march with parishioners to a village doctor's office that Father Irwin says is the site of where abortions have been performed. Stay tuned. 1991 was quite a year for the town of Mamaroneck, and the work is cut out already for 1992. To get a preview of the year ahead on the town, so to speak, we spoke with Town Supervisor Caroline Silverstone. Caroline, on everybody's mind in 1992 is obviously money and taxes. What's the town doing about taxes going up and up and up?
Well, let me just say that the money problems trickle down from the federal level to the state level to the county level to the local level. We find that it's the income that's drying up. We used to have federal revenue sharing, we used to have state revenue sharing. Those things are gone. So now it's really up to us on the local level to get the money from our local people that it takes to run the schools and run the government. And it's been increasingly difficult. We're going to be much more frugal than we've ever been before, and we think we've always run a tight government, but we'll be more frugal. And we will also be quite aggressive about going after property owners who have not paid their taxes.
Are there a lot of people who are not paying their taxes?
There are quite a few people. It's a core of people who are late in paying their taxes. They eventually pay, but they're late, and they seem to think that the municipality can be their banker and lend them money, but it makes it tough on all other taxpayers.
Our thanks to Mamaroneck Town Supervisor Caroline Silverstone for being with us on Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News.
Now for a financial fact to help you with your 1992 taxes. Financial fact reporter Randi Norum explains.
Thanks, Roger. We're early enough into the new year so that resolutions can still be made, not to be broken. If you're expecting a tax refund, file early. If you anticipate a refund, then you've been making an interest-free loan to Uncle Sam. How unprofitable can you get? The solution is to adjust your withholding allowances for 1992. Ask your employer or your company payroll officer for a W-4 form and complete it as soon as possible. As a final tip, if you're still carrying credit card balances, use your tax refund to pay them off. As of 1991, interest on consumer loans is no longer deductible. Make a resolution to weed out credit card debt for 92 and have a happy, debt-free new year. This is Randi Norum with your financial fact for Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. Barbara?
Thanks, Randi.
And that's it for another edition of Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News, our first program of the new year. If you missed any portion of this news show, you can catch it again any weekday night at 7 and again at midnight. Also, there is a new program every Monday.
Another reminder that we are all volunteers here, and it's a fun community activity. If you think you might want to get involved, drop by on a Thursday night in the studios of LMC-TV.
We're in the Palmer Avenue unit of Mamaroneck High School, and we begin our activity here with cameras in front of them and behind them around 7 o'clock. Stop by some Thursday night and say hello. We'd love to see you. Thanks for watching Larchmont Mamaroneck Community News. I'm Roger Norum.
And I'm Barbara Brown, and we'll see you on this Channel 36 next week.